I am recording.
I am recording.
I am recording. Ba, ba, ba.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 707th episode of, I don't know why that was so hard to say, 707 episode of the podcast. It's super effective. I'm your host, Steve. With me is Bobby.
Hello. I'm a little tired today. I woke up super early and went and photographed some cars by the water today. So a little tired, but here we are.
Austin also here.
I went to go see the new Markiplier Iron Lung movie. It was very good. Kudos to Markiplier.
This
Nice.
episode brought to you by Iron Lung. Thank you, Markiplier, for...
That was really good. I was worried that it would not be good because, you know, he's not made really a movie before. He's made like other big show things, but never a movie. And so I was concerned, but no, he did really well.
I don't think I've ever watched a Markiplier YouTube video.
Whoa. Okay.
Same.
Oh, what the heck? Okay. Never mind.
Wait, did he do the the date or not date the Pokemon? Was that him?
I actually don't know if that was him.
I don't remember either.
I don't know.
Well, we have
Anyway.
a show for you guys today. Also, for the record, there is no sponsorship by Iron Lung. It would be really cool, though. Maybe.
Not after you just said you never watched a Markiplier video. Not
Markiplier, if
anymore.
you're listening, let's do something together. I'm sure he's a big Pokemon fan.
Totally.
There's gonna be a Super Bowl commercial later today. By the time this podcast comes up, well, there'll be many Super Bowl commercials actually later today. But there will be a Pokemon Super Bowl commercial later today. But by the time this podcast goes up, that commercial should probably be on their YouTube channel. I'm pretty sure.
I would assume.
The 20th anniversary Super Bowl commercial was on their YouTube. So we're going to talk about that. Pokémon Friends got an update. You probably didn't hear about it because literally the only person in the entire world that reported on this was Sarumi.
Bobby and
Mr.
I
Joe
just
Sibby.
found out about that right now.
That's
At this exact moment.
that's why you come on the podcast.
Yes.
So you too can also hear about the Pokémon Friends update.
Mm-hmm.
There is a 30th anniversary event happening for the Nintendo Store. There's a new Pokemon Pinball machine, not to be confused with the Pokemon Pinball game coming out. For some reason, Ultra Beasts made the news again, even
As
though
they should.
it's kind of the same news that happened like 12 years ago, but
It's okay.
or 10 years ago.
That's okay.
But we'll go over it. Sirfetch'd got added to Pokemon UNITE, and then if you stick around for our bonus segment, we're going to talk about Pokopia, but mostly all the pre-order bonuses for Pokopia. There's no new information for Pokopia. Just here's what stores are doing what pre-order. So, that's our show for you guys today. For everyone, let's start with the Super Bowl, which. This was February 4th off Pokemon.com. Watch the teaser for the Pokemon Super Bowl LX. What is LX? Is that 30?
60.
Are we on 60 Super Bowls?
Yes.
Yep. Once
Okay.
a year.
That's a long time. 60 Super Bowls. This is the 30th anniversary for Pokemon. So there will be a full commercial. Well, I don't know what a full commercial is. I don't know what the 30
seconds?
That's-
Pokemon might go a minute. It's like
They could-
$5 million or $6 million every 30 seconds or something for a Super Bowl
Okay.
commercial. So
Yeah, that's why the budgets for the Pokemon games are so low. They got to save the money for the Super Bowl commercial. So yeah, we're all excited to see Gen 10 get announced tonight. That's not happening. I don't know why people think that's happening.
Did people see the 20th anniversary one? It was,
No,
yeah,
definitely.
did
There's
everyone
nothing-
just suddenly forget what the 20th anniversary one
Yeah.
was?
It was just literally Train On.
Yeah. People always get their hopes up and then they're shattered, but their expectations are way too high for what was
But-
like,
Something they've done before.
yeah. Like we've done something similar to this. Why would it be something else? I don't know.
Hope. It's hope. People have hope, and
You all have too much hope.
way too much. And
Yes.
then everybody's gonna be mad at the Pokemon Company for not revealing Gen 10, even though they never said they were going to.
No. Also, I think this hope comes from. It's not. It's okay. One, there are people that have a lot of hope. Two, I think also part of it is like Americans think the world cares about the Super Bowl when the
Right.
Olympics are literally happening, and that is
Yes.
more of a worldwide event than the Super Bowl is. Only Americans care about the Super Bowl. The entire world cares about the Olympics. Why would they
Sure.
announce a new game during an American-focused event?
Yeah,
Right.
it just doesn't
Yeah,
make
exactly.
sense.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, just if you haven't watched the 20th anniversary, because maybe there are a lot of people who didn't watch the 20th anniversary.
That's true. It's been a
commercial.
while.
Yeah.
It's been 10 years.
It's been
So,
10
yeah.
long years.
So if you haven't, after you listen, well, no, it's a podcast. Just go watch the video. Go watch the 20th anniversary. Go watch the 30th anniversary, and I guarantee you they will be very, very similar.
Yeah, they're probably
In their
they probably
messaging.
hit the same beats with messaging.
Yeah.
I'll give you a fun trivia fact, I guess. The jersey that was one of the jerseys being worn in the 20th anniversary Super Bowl commercial is in the TCPI headquarters in Bellevue. So if for whatever reason anyone listening to this podcast ever gets a tour, I don't know how you would get a tour because they stopped doing tours when COVID happened, but they used to do tours. And then they have like a plushie wall that they change out every now and then. They have like a whole Pokemon library of like every book, like coloring books, the kids books, the Pokédex books. So they have like a whole library there. They have I'm pretty sure they have one of many of the actual like Detective Pikachu models they used there.
Oh,
nice.
cool. Yeah.
They have I can't remember that dude, that famous artist that made those granite Pokemon with like it looks like the granite kind of exploded.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have that stuff there, but they have they have literally the jersey from the Super Bowl commercial in there. It's like the red one. It says like 25 on it or whatever.
You mean 20?
I think it says 20. Is it
Oh,
not
because
20?
Pikachu. 25
5 because Pikachu, I thought.
Sure.
Yeah. That
I
makes
don't
sense.
remember the number. But that jersey is there. So
Nice.
I
mean,
don't.
it's great. I don't know. Maybe they're super excited this year too because the Seattle Seahawks are in the Super Bowl. Their headquarters, the TPCI is headquartered
Yeah.
in Seattle or near
I wonder-
Seattle. So,
I wonder who makes that call. Like, I don't think Ishihara is like,
oh,
let's do the
Surely
Super
not.
Bowl.
I definitely thought you meant, I wonder who makes that call of who gets in the Super Bowl.
Oh,
I was
no.
like, well, it's called playoffs and there's a whole season of football that happens beforehand.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I'm sure I'm sure it's just like it's going to be like a heartfelt remember Pokemon nostalgic commercial.
Right.
Right. Because the teaser had Jigglypuff like was Jigglypuff in a movie theater?
I think so. It was
Right.
some kind of
Theater.
diner, restaurant, the movie.
Okay.
It looked
There
like
was
a
there
recording
was scene.
studio.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that makes sense.
Here's what I will say. The teaser didn't give me much, and I don't think it looked great.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was about 12 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Looks like a recording studio, which would make sense for Jigglypuff.
Yeah, maybe it's just a
Wait.
little song. I don't know.
Jigglypuff comes out at the halftime show.
The most American halftime show ever. Jigglypuff and
Bad funny.
Bad buddy.
Ludicolo. I did not put this in the show notes, so I don't mean to surprise Austin and Bobby here, but we have a correction from last week.
Oh, no.
I knew we would have a correction. I'm not going to dox this person, but they did say I could read this on the air. They are a big theme park goer,
Okay.
and
Got
they
it.
wrote in. They said they were yelling at their phone during this part of the podcast. The Simpsons rumor for Pokemon has kind of passed on, as there's an abandoned area in the park next door to Universal. that now has 3 theme parks total. The rumor for Japan is Pokemon is going to have a ride where the former Spider-Man building had its rides, because that has been closed for many years with no updates. Wouldn't be surprised if we hear about this on Pokemon Day or sometime after. As for Hollywood, there's no rumors for Pokemon because that park has no space.
All right.
That's understandable.
Possibly Simpsons will be saved.
Yes.
Because there is an abandoned area for Pokemon.
And this sounds like Orlando then, because we did learn after the fact, I may be on the show too, Orlando's Universal Studios is like way bigger than Hollywood's Universal Studios. So
yeah,
would make sense.
And I didn't know there was a Spider-Man thing in Japan that has been closed with no updates.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on a second. The Spider-Man thing, this comment was saying the Spider-Man thing in Orlando, right? Not Japan.
No, they said the rumor for Japan is a Pokemon ride is going in where a former Spider-Man building as a ride has been closed for many years.
Oh, additionally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Addition to the other rumors. Got it.
Yes. So Simpsons seems safe in Orlando. There's an abandoned area that could be Pokemon. Spider-Man in Japan has been closed for many years. That could be also the new Pokemon thing for Japan.
Got it.
Nothing for you in California, Bobby.
That's okay. That's all.
But Simpsons might be safe for you in California.
Yes, I'll go back to Simpsons Land then.
You win some, you lose some. It's all right.
I think there are a couple of YouTube comments that also pretty much said the same thing as unknown, will not dox this person who wrote into our Patreon. So I don't want to get anyone in trouble if they have insider
Thanks for the
information.
updates.
Okay. Speaking of updates, Pokemon Friends got an update.
Shocked.
I think Pokemon Friends at this point has gotten more updates than BDSP. So that's a miracle in itself. This was February 4th, I think it got the update. Sarubi's. I need a magnifying glass to read Joe's website. This says Pokemon Friends has received a brand new update, bringing the version up to 1.1.4 on both mobile and the Nintendo Switch. This update provides a few updates. That's a great sentence, Joe. This update provides a few updates. You will now get bonus time when you untangle a puzzle. You will now have the ability to lower the difficulty of a puzzle by 1 and play it again if it appears too difficult at the beginning. I thought there was it doesn't say here, but I thought there was somewhere else I read. I don't know where I would have read this because no one else reported on this. So maybe I've just dreamt this up, but I swear it said you were less likely to get duplicate plushes when making yarn.
That'd be cool if true.
Does Joe edit his? Maybe it said it earlier in the week and then he edited it.
Maybe it was just part of the tweet and then he didn't include it in the article. I don't have his Twitter up right now. I don't know how true or not true that is. But I did play Pokemon Friends. Here's the thing. I played Pokemon Friends. I'm maybe the only person in the entire world that has logged into Pokemon Friends in the last, I don't know, maybe people on mobile are playing Pokemon Friends.
You and Sarah.
Me and Joe. Well, maybe Joe didn't play it. Maybe he just reported on the notes.
True.
He's too busy playing Cafe Remix.
That's true.
That's true.
Number one player.
Number one is I've said this before. I'll say it again. I think a lot of people looked at Pokemon Friends and was like, "This is a game for little bitty kids on the playground."
Sure.
I don't blame those if you've only watched the trailer because the trailer made it look really easy. But I think once you get to level 6 or 7 and it goes up to level 9, Pokemon Friends does get quite hard. Oh wait,
yeah.
I didn't mean to say 6, 7. Okay,
you did.
Okay, never
you
mind.
did say 6, 7 though.
But that's where it gets difficult is around 6 or 7. Shut it down. The show is over now. I have almost gotten level 9 on all the puzzles.
Nice.
But there are some that I'm just so bad at that it's hard for me to do this. So the biggest change here is we talked about on the show that this game is just Think.
Yes.
Yes.
And Think is a game designed for actual children.
Okay.
And when I'm saying
Yes.
when I'm using the word children here, I'm saying like between the ages of like 4 and 8.
So 6 or 7.
6 or 7 is included in that. Whereas like when people say like Pokemon games are made for like 10-year-olds, one, I think they're wrong. But like you could the anime is aimed for a younger audience. But the games are aimed for everyone. Because I don't think 10-year-olds are trying to do jump points in their EV spreads for competitive. I think most people listening to this podcast have no clue what a jump point is as well. That being said, the difference between Think and Pokemon Friends is Pokemon Friends has a timer that is really brutal. So I never played Think, but when we looked into Think and we talked about Think, they said like most games have like a 3-minute timer for one of their games. Pokemon Friends wants you to do 5 puzzles in like 60 seconds. So that's like dramatically faster. And of course, when you're on such a strict time limit and you're doing these simple puzzles that are eventually getting harder and harder and harder, and then if you fail it, you downgrade a level. And if you don't pass it fast enough with usually more than 10 to 20 seconds left, then you don't upgrade a level. So some puzzles you might be like stuck on level 6 forever because you just are not doing it fast enough. This new update gives you time when you beat a puzzle. So
that's cool.
So if you're doing like the Yamper puzzle, which I think is one of the worst ones, I hate it. But every time, so the Yamper, there's like 6 puzzles. And you have to do all 6 puzzles in 60 seconds. But every time you beat one of the like chunks of the Yamper puzzle, it gives you like plus 10.
Okay.
And obviously, if you get the puzzle wrong, and this is how it always was, you lose like 10 seconds.
Sure. Right.
So you want to go fast enough to get it done, but you don't want to go too fast where you just make the mistake and then you get punished for it. So that dramatically changes the game, right? Because now you're getting so much more. Like so many of the times where I'm failing a puzzle, it's like, oh, if I just had 2 more seconds, I would have been able to do this.
Right.
But the timer was so brutal. But now when I'm getting to the last puzzle, I have over 30 seconds left because I've completed 3 up to this point, and that gave me a free 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's really nice. I feel like that kind of makes it easier to level up, but in like a fun way where it's like you don't feel as stressed to play it.
Yeah. No, that's true. By the way, I found Sarabi's post on Threads for the Pokemon Friends update, and it is a little bit different than what he said on the website.
Okay, I'm not crazy.
On the post, he said, this update boosts chances of plush that have not been obtained from appearing and allows you to lower the level of a puzzle if it's too difficult.
Oh,
so,
why did he include that on his own website?
I don't know.
That feels like something that would be on the website.
It's the post on Threads.
Okay, I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, I swear I read somewhere that there was a plush boost, but also Sarumi was the only one that talked about this update.
Yeah, he talks about it 2 different ways.
So. Is there a way I can remove the Spiel puzzle from the game?
Wait, which one? There's like 2 of them now.
The one where you got to rotate your phone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, your first problem is you're playing on the phone.
Sure. Sure.
Because on the Switch, I'm just moving the joystick.
Yeah,
you
I
can,
know.
I think you can. I know that there's a setting that they had updated where you could remove the gyroscope, maybe, or like you can make it so you have to use the controls instead of using tilting the phone.
Oh, that is an update.
I believe there wasn't. Yeah, that was before they did that before.
Okay, because I was ready to just delete it from the game.
I think there's an underlayer level of news here. Of this game came out in July.
Mm-hmm.
So July to February. I don't know how many months that is off the top of my head.
7.
This is a Pokemon Friends puzzle in itself. Quick, how many months are in between? 7. So there's 7 months here, and they decided to push an update that was, let's make the game a little bit easier, which is, that in itself is nice. But do they have such a player base, or did they see like a fall off of people, or like, I sincerely thought Pokemon Friends is coming out, it's a $30 game, or it's like a free to play if you want to do one puzzle or whatever, 2 puzzles a day, and that was it. Here's your money, think. Thanks for putting skins on it. We're moving on. Which you could argue is what they did with BDSP. Ilka, make BDSP. You shipped it broken, update it. There's all these other problems, but it doesn't matter because Ilka has moved on to something else, which is presumably Pokemon Champions.
Yeah.
Which is not out yet. But
they take over Sleep first.
Yes, they are working on Sleep and Home, apparently, even though that's been the same product for 8 years. But I wasn't joking. Pokemon Friends has had more updates, and they weren't just like bug fixes. Like, they added more puzzles a couple months ago. They, like, before they added more puzzles, they did do an update to fix something with motion control and something else. And now they've made it easier for puzzles. So they're clearly not done with this game. So it must have a player base, right? It's probably more popular on mobile than it is on the Switch. People must be logging in and doing puzzles.
Yeah, I agree. I'm checking right now to see, because I wonder if, did Think also get updates like at the same time as Friends? I know they're different
that's
games,
a theory.
but
yeah, but the Think app has been around for like 8 years.
I know, but they like Think just had an update 6 days ago.
Oh,
that's kind of interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wonder if it's something about like, I wonder if there's something about the fact that they maybe update around the same time. Maybe something about how it's done in that way. I don't know. It's interesting that Think updated 6 days ago.
Well, if they're, yes. But if they're updating Pokemon Friends, that means they still have an active contract with Pokemon. Because if Pokemon stopped paying them,
sure,
what would be their incentive to update the game?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Also, there's like still a Christmas tree in the home screen of Pokemon Friends. And I'm pretty sure
snow outside still.
I'm pretty sure I can't prove this. I don't have screenshots of July of 2025 when the game came out, but I'm pretty confident there was no Christmas tree when you logged in the game in July.
So I don't think there was.
At some point, they updated the game to put a Christmas tree and a winter deerling back there. And so when I logged in again, there was still a Christmas tree. So write that down. 23 minutes into this podcast, when we check Pokemon Friends in another month or two, we'll see if the Christmas tree is still there.
Is the deerling still there?
Yeah, the winter.
Okay.
The winter
they might
deerling.
just be waiting for spring.
Yeah.
And
just I mean, the groundhog did see a shadow.
I'm sick of that groundhog. Punxsutawney Phil, you know what? If you're listening to this, stop doing what you're doing. You're bad at your job.
I really hope that Punxsutawney Phil listens to this podcast.
Yeah, him and Markiplier are listening right now. They're in the car together.
They're hanging out.
All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we got some 30th anniversary stuff, including a $7,000 pinball machine. So we will be right back. Where did we leave off? I should know this. Okay, here we go. Pokemon 30th anniversary Nintendo Store event. Not a lot of news here, but Nintendo has announced its US-based stores. There's 2 of them now. There's the one in New York, and then there's the one in San Francisco. Will be hosting special events. They're inviting trainers to celebrate the 30th anniversary on February 27th. At the stores. That's it. That's all we know.
Cool.
They've done this pretty much every year.
For the
Yeah, I feel like every like Pokemon release or even just like Nintendo game big release, they always do some kind of event.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know how the San Francisco store is laid out, but the New York store, they'll have people go to the second floor, and I don't know how many people can fit up there. But then they have a huge display, which is last time I was there was Mario Kart World that you could play on, and then they just run the trailer on that display. I think it's like first come, first serve for people waiting in line to then see said trailer. And then usually like Pikachu or Eevee comes out for pictures, and that's kind of it.
Got it. Yeah, I'm sure it'll work the same way in the San Francisco store. I haven't been to the San Francisco store yet, just because I haven't been to San Francisco since the store came out.
I'll
But
do it.
I had friends who went and thought it was awesome. I don't know. I'm sure there's people out there who've been to both, and so they could compare those two stores to each other. But the San Francisco one's pretty big as well, from what I've heard. So,
Nintendo Life also on this article is saying that we haven't brought this up yet, but there will be a special McDonald's 30th anniversary TCG promo happening as well. I think that's March.
wonderful. Good to have another ridiculous McDonald's release.
I'm
where
sure it will
people
go
are
over
just
well.
throwing Happy Meals away so they can collect the cards.
That are
Yeah.
worth nothing, by the way.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
Late
Maybe they'll do
February to
better.
March, yes, for the
Oh.
McDonald's. It looks like it's a 4-card booster pack, 1 holo plus 3 new holos. They're saying the rumored cards are Pikachu burger promo.
That burger promo is very cute.
So the
Like
Japanese,
the Japanese
Pikachu
one?
I would assume that's the one they're
Yes.
talking about.
Interesting.
Rayquaza, Charizard, Koraidon, and Miraidon.
Again? This is what they did the last time they had. It was maybe not both Koraidon and Miraidon, but there was definitely Miraidon. I feel like Rayquaza was in there too at some point.
Yes. I don't know how I got to the possible rumor of Pikachu burger promo for 30th anniversary. Do not take this with please take that with a grain of salt. I don't know if QPMarketNetwork.com is a trustworthy website.
Sure.
Oh yeah, good old QP.
Okay, well, back to what I said. There is the burger Pikachu in Japan, and it is cute.
Yes.
If that is a
I
thing.
did, while I was in Japan in November, go to multiple TCG shops to look for burger Pikachu, and I did find it. And
Did
I
you get it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know where it is now. It's probably near my Giratina. I think I paid 5,000 yen, which was like $43.
Okay.
Okay.
And my friend Julie, who lives in Japan, she said that she originally paid like 7,000 yen, but she paid for it like the week it came. Like we talked about that disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I was on CNN for that.
I remember that. Yes, that was during Worlds.
That was during Worlds. CNN asked if I would like to do an interview about Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
That's actually up on the Patreon. The interview of me on CNN. Well, you know what? It was very nice to be on CNN. Everyone was really, really nice. I didn't get to. What's weird about if you watch that interview of me answering the questions is I can't see the host. So I like at the very start of that call, I'm like looking around of like something's like they're talking to me.
Yes.
But like they wanted my video feed, and so the entire call I'm like, I think something's broken. I can't see them, but I guess you just don't see them.
You don't see them. No, when you do those interviews, you don't see them. You're just looking into the camera, into your
But
camera.
I was like,
That's weird.
like frantically being like, I can't see
Something's
who
wrong.
I'm talking to. Also, some more behind the scenes on that is they did a pre-interview with me, right? So they called me before to be like, okay, here are some of the questions. It was a
Okay.
totally different person than I ended up doing the live call with. And
right.
when they live called me, one, I couldn't see them, so I looked really awkward because I was like trying to frantically fix that. But two, the guy asked totally different questions than the pre-interview. None of the questions he asked were any of the questions in the pre-interview that I answered with a different person who was very nice.
I was going to say, that'd be nice. You can like practice your answers. You can get ready for it. But if it's the different questions.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. The state of the news in 2025, huh?
Sure. Yeah.
They threw me for a loop. I don't think that big Pikachu burger is any more than like $40 or $50 nowadays. Maybe if you want to like
going for as low as 25. Yeah. It's not up there in price anymore. I mean, 25 is still not cheap
30.
for a card that came out of a Happy Meal, but yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
super
for me,
expensive.
it was like a fun thing to do on stream. Is like, oh, another TCG card shop. Let's see if they have the McDonald's one.
Yeah, makes sense.
We found it, and then after I found it, I was like, no, well, I'm not. I feel obligated to buy it now. We found it.
That'd be hilarious if you were like, we found it. All right, I'm out of here.
Well, there it is. There it is in person.
So is it just sitting like in a mess on your desk with your Giratina V somewhere?
You know, it might still be in my luggage, unpacked from November.
That's wild.
Nice.
But I have to pack for California eventually, so I'll have to unpack it.
Bring the Pikachu with you.
Yeah, just to leave it in there, take it with you.
No, so I was gonna say the rumor that you had said a little bit ago about like which cards could be in the 30th anniversary set. It's just odd to me because in literally the last time they did the promo in America, which was in 2025, I think, early in 2025.
They've
or
pretty
maybe
much done McDonald's every year.
Yeah, that set had a Charizard, a Pikachu, a Miraidon, a Koraidon, a Dragonite, a Rayquaza. It's so, obviously they're like some of the most popular Pokemon, so I get it, but
it could be the same cards.
You're
like
right,
exactly the same cards.
30th anniversary stamp on them, but
yeah, I mean, because that could maybe help the situation that happened last time if it's just the same one. I doubt it would.
Stamp. Not if they have the 30th anniversary stamp. That's gonna,
but
yeah.
I mean, I also like, even if the Japanese burger Pikachu is coming, I don't think that's gonna change the price of the Japanese burger Pikachu. Some people just want the Japanese burger Pikachu,
right,
and some people don't care about Japanese cards at all,
mm-hmm.
and so they'll want the American burger Pikachu.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But I don't think there's a single McDonald's American card that is actually super expensive, and even for like the 20th anniversary, or was it the 25th?
Yeah, the 25th is the one you're thinking of.
The 25th was the one that did go up to like $80.
Yep.
And now that same card is like 20. Probably less than 20, but when I checked it last, it was like 22 or something.
The 25th anniversary cards were cool because it was all of the starters. So it was like a 25 card set or 27 card set, maybe.
I think it was all the starters but Eevee.
But Eevee, right? So that would be what? 9 times 3, 27 plus Pikachu, 28.
Pokemon Friends segment again. Quick math. You got 5 seconds.
But they had, I think, if I remember correctly, all the cards were holo and non-holo. Like there was a foil holo of each card as well. Oh, yeah,
you're right.
I believe so, yeah.
And so obviously that made people going back more and more because I think it was only one foil per pack. But all 28 cards or 29 cards could be holographic. So you had to like buy a bunch of packs to get if you wanted to complete everything in that set.
I remember when that came out and I had people in my Twitch chat saying which cards they had, and then they were DMing other chatters, and then they would mail each other the duplicates.
Like, that's cool.
I got 2 Fennekin, and then the other person would be like, oh, I got 2 Piplup. And they would actually just like mail each other the cards.
That's the whole point,
we're
right?
trading cards,
great.
huh?
That's amazing.
Wait, you're telling me the Pokemon trading card game, they were doing the trading part of the name.
That doesn't happen
Amazing.
often.
No.
It doesn't. It's not the Pokemon buying card game. Yeah, I remember trading, I think, with like 2 people in my Twitch chat where I was like, oh, yeah, I got like 3 Piplups. And
Cool.
I'll
Yeah.
mail you one, I'll mail you one, and then they mailed me whatever. I don't remember.
love
I don't
doing
think
that.
I've ever finished it, though.
Yeah. No, it's always I love trading cards with people in the mail. It's great. Like then you forget, like, because I always forget, right? Like I send it off and then I forget that I did that, and then a few days later it's like a nice surprise. Oh, I got a card. I got a card in the mail.
When I was like 7, I traded this one person who was a YouTuber at the time. I cannot remember their name, and I never got those cards.
What?
I
really
sent
sad.
mine out, and I never got mine back.
That's one, that's sad, and 2, that also makes me feel really old that when you were 7 there were YouTubers.
Yeah. I would call
They were
them out,
not-
but I do
they were
not know
not
who it is.
YouTubers. There were not YouTubers when I was 7.
I remember when I first started the podcast, you couldn't upload more than like 8 minutes on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah. So like 15, 16 years ago, there was like because when YouTube first came out, I think the limit was like 3 minutes. And that's what made it like
I mean,
perfect for like
yeah.
a lot of YouTube video or music videos.
Yeah.
Right, sure.
Because I remember first discovering YouTube and it was just purely music videos. And I was like, oh, this is sick. Like I didn't think
Mhm.
much of it. I just thought, oh, this is a place to watch
Sure.
music videos.
Right.
Yeah, I remember them going from like 8 minutes to like an hour. That was like a huge deal. And then it was like, you can have it be as long as you want now.
They probably needed to make sure they had the server space. Like
Yeah.
they needed Google to buy them so they could actually afford to have longer videos.
What news article were we talking about? Oh, yeah, 30th anniversary stuff. Yeah. If you're in the New York and San Francisco area. More 30th anniversary stuff. Stern Pinball has announced that an official Pokemon pinball table is on the way. The Pokemon company, while the company hasn't revealed what the table will look like, it has prices and coming soon. According to Stern, the Pro model will cost $6,999. The premium table is $9,699, and the limited edition model is $12,999. Only 750 are being made. If it's anything like Stern's other ultimate pinball machines, it'll have some sort of gimmick to justify the price. For example, the company released a $13,000 John Wick-themed pinball table in 2024, which looked great. It featured various interactive elements inspired by the movies and included pieces of Wick's iconic suits.
That's cool.
This is, okay, 750, that's not a lot. 6,000, 10,000, 13,000 for the tables. This is not meant for like a normal person. This is meant for
this is
business
Yeah.
to
Speak
buy
for
it.
yourself. I'm buying 3 of these $13,000.
Bobby's
Sure,
buying
okay.
one of each.
Yeah,
This is
one
like
of
meant
each
for
one.
a like arcade / business to buy to then bring in people.
Well, Steve,
I
if
don't
you
think
buy
so.
one, it could be a business expense.
True.
Yep. I think maybe the Pro model, maybe, but I think the 750 of the $13,000 ones, those are going to go to collectors. Those aren't going into like a business.
Yeah.
I bet those are going to go. They'll be in someone's game room that has
Sure,
pinball
yeah.
machines. Yeah.
I'm
No, but the
sure
Pro
I'm sure
ones,
normal
sure.
people will buy them, but I would assume that because there are like pinball bars.
Right.
Yeah.
There's, traveling pinball shows. Like in Wisconsin, there's like the Midwest Gaming Classic, which has like the most amount of pinball machines at like a convention than any other convention. That's what that's their words, not mine. I'm not sure if that's true. They just say they have the most pinball machines that you can play. And that is a draw to people of like, oh, I'm just going to spend the weekend playing all these pinball machines for $40 for the, I don't even know if it was back in the day, it was $40 for the whole weekend. I'm sure it's much more expensive now, but
Yeah.
well, I used to have a room at Midwest Gaming Classic and that's I had a room for like a couple years there, and sometimes dads would like walk in with like their beer, and they'd be like, "Oh, little Sally, you love Pokemon. All right, Daddy's gonna go play some pinball. Don't go too far." And then they would leave them in my room.
So you're a babysitter now.
To
And then-
clarify, this was like, how big was the room? Like,
Oh, bigger than my office.
right. Okay.
I would say the room was probably like 10 by 20 feet.
Okay.
So it's a pretty big size room. So like
Yeah,
in the room,
sizable.
what I had set up I'd have like 5 or 6 CRT TVs, and then like one would have Pokemon Snap, one would have Pokemon Puzzle League, one would have Pokemon
That's
Stadium, one would have like Poke Park.
Who were these? Your Nintendo 64s?
Yeah. Or my friends' Nintendo 64s.
Sure. Okay.
So like my like I would have the like people I used to play the TCG with, they would be like, "Oh, you need it's Midwest Gaming Classic. You need my Nintendo 64 or my like Wii for the weekend?" And I'd be like, "Oh yeah, that'd be great."
Nice.
And then I would keep all these CRTs in my basement, and like every year I would like, "All right, got to drive them over to the Midwest Gaming Classic and set them up." But these like little kids that the parents would drop off, they would wander out of the room, and they would go into other rooms, right? Because it was the convention took place in a hotel.
Right.
Sure.
So this was like one of the hotel rooms.
right.
And then the other rooms would have other stuff in it. Like there might be I don't know, like an Excitebike room or like a Mario room or whatever. I just had the Pokemon room, right?
Mhm.
And they would just wander away, and I would never see them again. But also, like, what am I supposed to do? I don't know
Yeah,
who
that's
this
not your
kid is.
job. That's
Yeah, that's
your
not my job. But you would
to
be
watch
surprised how many
someone's kid.
parents would be like, "All right, Dad's gonna go play pinball. Don't go too far, little Sally."
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Well, bring it back and get a Pokemon pinball machine so
It
the
would be
dads can
perfect.
stay
It
with
w-
the kids.
That's just true. It
Oh,
would be
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
But
There
it
you go.
was cool being like a vendor at one of those things, because I think the convention would close at like 6ish, but all the vendors were allowed to stay all night. So after I would close the
Oh.
room, I could go up to the pinball room, and there was literally
That's
500,
cool.
600 machines, and no lines because all the customers were gone. So then you could just play pinball all night. I'm not very good at pinball though, so like I couldn't justify spending $7,000 on a pinball machine.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. My question is, the $13,000 John Wick pinball machine featured pieces of John Wick's suits. So, what is the $13,000 Pokemon pinball machine going to feature? Like, I don't know, some Pikachu fur or something? Like what? like, what are they gonna? What little things are they
I
gonna
don't
add
even
to it?
know what they would put in
Mewtwo
there.
eyeballs.
Right? Like,
Do you think I don't think, but do you think this means we're gonna get a Pokemon pinball game?
let me tell you this. I've already seen so many people saying yes, we will.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't think
No.
pinball's hot right now in like
no,
the
I
digital
really
space.
don't think it is. There's not, to my knowledge, there isn't really any new pinball games that have come out recently that people are playing.
I recently was looking, actually, to be fair, I was looking for a cool pinball game, and I feel like the one that was the newest was like a few years old. That was
Yeah.
any good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I wouldn't be against it if they made a new Pokemon pinball game, but
Yeah, I
I'm
wouldn't
not
be against it
expecting it.
either. Like, I wouldn't be against it because I have fond memories of both Pokemon pinball games.
Mhm.
Oh, I never even talked about this. I built a Pokemon pinball cabinet. So
Wait,
my
what?
it actually ended up on Kotaku at a certain point.
Really?
So
The lore.
my friend Aaron, who, if somebody's been listening to the show for 15 plus years, he was on like maybe the first like 20 episodes of the show because he played Heart Gold Soul Silver with me.
Okay.
And when I was starting the show, I was like, "Oh, Aaron, you want to be on?" Like, I kind of like. There's been lots of co-hosts that have come and go on the show. Obviously, Austin has not been here for 15 years.
Hey.
But I knew that Aaron wouldn't be that person that would be with me 15 years later.
Sure.
Like we were the same age, but he was like in college. I was, working at, I think, Apple at the time. but he was really into woodworking. And because I kept going to the Midwest Gaming Classic, I kept seeing people build custom pinball machines.
Cool.
And so he built the wooden frame of a pinball machine. And then I took a GameCube, and then my other friend was good at soldering, and so I bought a third-party GameCube controller, and then he soldered actual buttons on the side for flippers. So that would just be like the left and right button on the GameCube controller.
Mm-hmm.
And then we put buttons on the top for like moving around, and then I found an old display that we put into the screen, and then I put like lights in it, and then I got speakers. So like this whole thing is running off like a GameCube player behind it, but it looks like a pinball machine. I'll try to find pictures of it.
Dang. It's intense.
And because it was like a solid wood thing that my friend Aaron built, it weighed 1,000,000 pounds.
Oh, I'm sure it did. Yeah.
And that was a hassle. And I brought it to probably 2-3 Midwest Gaming Classics. I brought it to a couple other things, like when I did an art show, I brought it to that. And then at a certain point, it was just so banged up from moving it to place.
Mm-hmm.
And I when I moved from Milwaukee to Minneapolis, I was like, I can't. We got to leave something behind. We just can't bring everything. So I left all the CRTs and the pinball machine, and it all got left behind.
Those CRTs are probably worth something.
I know now.
love a
Yeah,
good
like
CRT.
Nowadays.
But yeah, I had to. I'll try to find pictures of it, but it was just the GameCube Game Boy player, and then it was Ruby and Sapphire that was in it. That you hit the little buttons on the side for the little flippers, and it felt like a pinball machine. And I think I put a button above it. They were actual like the fight stick buttons or whatever, those like circular buttons that feel like an arcadey thing. I think I put a button above it, so that would be like the tilt button where you could like tilt the machine.
Right. Dang. You could have opened a business. You could have made a business out of this.
I could have maybe contacted Stern and been like, I'll trade you my custom GameCube Pokemon pinball machine for an official pinball.
I'm sure that would have worked.
Yeah, I'm sure. Although, like, if you're a normal person buying a pinball machine, you have to like, pinball machines are really weird. You have to like make sure it's like completely leveled in your house.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if someone's paying $13,000 for a pinball machine, they're paying
They're
whatever
probably
it
well
costs
aware
to make sure their house is level, or they make it level.
I mean, some people buy like full-on DDR machines for their house.
Yeah,
that's true.
It's probably the same cost. I don't know how much a used DDR machine is.
Ooh, I want to buy a used DDR machine. That'd be fun.
I think I would rather have a used DDR machine than a pinball machine. But I'm just bad at
I would
pinball.
play pinball more.
You would?
Yeah.
You think you're good at pinball?
No.
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm not dancing. I'm not playing Dance Revolution.
Dance Revolution's great.
You don't like
I
Dance
played
Dance?
the game so much.
I mean,
when
it's
I was
probably
younger.
it's been forever since I played it.
Are you a
If I
karaoke
had
kind
the
of person?
chance to, I would play it.
Okay.
But
If I was like,
have not
if I was like
sought out.
Austin, let's go hit up karaoke. Would you do karaoke?
Absolutely, I love karaoke.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
So, looking here, it looks like a few years ago, people were looking for DDR machines, and they were between $5,000 and $20,000.
Okay.
So-
That's
It's
a
not the same.
big gap.
It's a big gap, but you imagine how used some of these things could be.
Yeah.
That's not a big gap. I was just downtown Minneapolis, and parking said between $3 to $100. So it's just
Yeah, just whatever you want it to be.
you don't know what
really.
you're gonna get when you pull into that lot. Could be 3, could be 100. It's a big range.
That's pretty big range.
All right, we'll wait until the pinball expert listening to the show writes in, and we'll have
There's
corrections.
got to be at least one.
Yeah,
right?
Surely.
I knew
Surely.
we would have a theme park expert write in. We'll wait for the pinball expert to write in. I'd be curious to see what the machine looks like.
Yeah, I wish they would have showed some kind of photo. There's like Did that teaser video show anything? I didn't watch it.
No, it's just a pinball machine
that's what
rolling
I
down
thought.
a lane. It's
Okay.
nothing.
Well-
It's literally.
Well, I'll be looking out for the photos when those drop.
Okay.
Yeah, but the
I am
photos aren't going
curious
to
to see.
convince anyone, right?
Probably not.
No,
I think if
I-
they want a Pokemon pinball machine, they're gonna get it
No
either
matter
way.
what. Yeah.
Yeah.
But personally, I want to see what they look like.
Okay. So here's the question. Over under. Do you think more than 50% of the Pokemon on the pinball machine will be Gen 1?
I would
more
say
than 50 or less than 50%?
more than 50% will be Gen 1.
Okay.
Yeah. There might be a Ceruledge on there, Quasar, sorry.
Yeah. There might be a Stonejarner on there for all
No,
that
there
we
will
know.
not be.
You could go right through the legs of the Stonejarner.
could.
Think about that. If
No,
they
I hope
came out
not.
with a 2026 or 2027 pinball machine on the Nintendo Switch, and there's not like a hole that you need to hit your ball through, and it's not just Stonejarner's legs, I would be severely disappointed.
It is a
He's
missed
like
opportunity.
he's a literal doorway.
He is a literal doorway. Sure.
Sure. Well, with that being said, let's take a break. We'll be right back. And we are back from our break. I guess let's get the small news out of the way, which is just randomly. Do we know this was coming? I felt like this was a surprise to me, but maybe I'm not paying attention. They randomly dropped Sirfetch'd in Pokemon UNITE.
It was a surprise to me too. I'm usually pretty up to date with like the new Pokemon coming out, and I don't think I knew about this one.
I know. I don't play Unite. Like, I do love Farfetch'd and Sirfetch'd. But yeah, it was also a surprise to me. Almost
But
made
it's
me
not,
want to download
It's not even Farfetch'd, Bobby. It's just straight Sirfetch'd. No
it.
evolution.
It just doesn't even evolve?
Doesn't evolve.
Oh, don't they usually evolve?
No, like for example, Psyduck doesn't evolve. Meowth
Well, no,
doesn't.
sorry. When they announced like Vaporeon,
Oh,
didn't
sure.
it start as an Eevee? Like, didn't it?
Yeah,
You had to
yeah.
evolve, right? It didn't. Okay.
Yes.
There's probably a Pokemon that starts as its later stage. I could not tell you. Oh, Lucario?
No. Yes.
No,
Yes,
so
there
it's-
are no baby Pokemon. So yes, you're straight Lucario.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So yeah, Pichu's
Farfetch'd
not
is
allowed.
a baby Pokemon.
Yeah,
Confirmed.
confirm
So,
now.
I guess so.
At level 1 and 3, we get Dual Wing Beat or Quick Attack. Level 5, Fury Cutter or Leaf Blade. And level 7, Brutal Swing or Detect.
Can I just say the best part of this entire article from Pokemon is the subheadline, which says, "Its leak is far from meek." What a good line.
It's an all-arounder Pokemon. I guess this is maybe just to hold us over until Pokemon Day, where they'll probably announce 3 more Pokemon.
Sure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Bobby,
All
what
right,
Pokemon would they have to add if Sirfetch'd isn't enough to get you to download it?
Jolteon, Flareon.
To
Well,
get me to download the game?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, Eevees pull a lot of weight, right?
Yeah.
But for Bobby?
Oh, for Bobby?
Farfetch'd.
Yeah.
Just Farfetch'd.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe, well, Cramorant's already in, right?
Yeah, Cram's
Yeah,
in.
you better believe.
Yeah.
Delma is also in, too.
Delmize is
Hear me
in.
out.
That's true.
What if they add Stonejarner?
Only if it comes with gear that makes it look like it's wearing a tuxedo.
Okay.
I would be down for that. That would be good. That would be really good.
We'll have to get Zoinks back on the show to talk about the weird removing currency, making everything into a battle pass. From my understanding, most people don't like this.
Yeah.
But also, if Unite dies in the United States, I think it's very healthy and still doing very well in Asia, specifically because it's a totally different game over there.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I know that makes sense.
But yeah, get your Sirfetch'd in Unite, I guess. All right.
I guess.
I don't know if this is the big news of the week, but I don't know why this circled back up, and I don't know why multiple news sites reported on it. This is from automationmedia.com. Pokemon's Ultra Beast were based on past Pokemon designs rejected by Game Freak's art director Ken Sugimori. Artist reveals that's why they look creepy. Which, if you just read that headline alone and you listen to this podcast, you probably already knew that. This was definitely talked
Yeah.
about when they came out.
But the designer just recently responded to a theory about it, right? So I think that's why this came back around, because they were basically talking about it. The designer of the Ultra Beasts.
Yeah, but
was
James
talking
Turner
about it on Twitter.
designed Poipole, Naganadel, Guzzlord, and Buzzwole. I think those were the 4 he designed.
Or not the designer, but the person who is the like lead Pokemon designer since Sun and Moon was just like talking about it on Twitter.
Yusuke Amora.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, they answered a question on February 3rd, 2026 about Ultra Beast. We have it here. We have the translation. And so this sparked people to write articles about it.
Uh-huh.
Although we knew this already, but I guess 10 years later, we can have this conversation again. Here, I'll read the article.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Just go through. No, let's just read the article and then we can talk about
Illustrator Yusuke, who was a character designer at Game Freak and a lead Pokemon designer since Sun and Moon, recently took to Twitter. Yes, we are still saying Twitter here, to discuss some of the design choices behind 7th generation Dimension Crossing Ultra Beast. Apparently, the reason why Ultra Beast may seem so unusual to some fans is because their designs drew inspiration from many of Yusuke's past designs proposals that were rejected by Ken Sugimori, and the Pokemon series' primary character designer and art director. It seems that Yusuke's basically extracted everything about these designs and made them unfit for regular Pokemon to create Ultra Beasts. And their exact tweet was, I designed the Ultra Beast by recalling some of the designs I made that were rejected by Mr. Sugimori, and I decided to deliberately use them for the very reasons for why they were rejected based on the artistic decision of the designs of them. So in some ways, they're like a manifestation of my own resentment. Pretty scary. Of course, this doesn't mean I hate Mr. Sugimori or anything like that.
But is that new? Like, that's the part that's new about this, right? Like, we didn't know that they were past rejected designs from Sugimori, right?
Yes, I guess that would be the new part.
Right. I think that was like the bigger, at least to me, that was like the bigger news.
Sure.
Was, they were like initially rejected a long time, like at some point in the past. But I do wonder if they thought when this person was creating them, if they were actually creating them to be different alien-like Pokemon, or if that's what they thought the next generation of Pokemon should look like. Initially, not in Sun and Moon.
I do sort of feel like some of them could easily fit as not an Ultra Beast. Like Nihilego, for example. That kind of just looks like a Pokemon to me. Guzzlord's a bit out there, but I don't know.
I'm surprised this tweet is still up. Well, they said they no longer work at Pokemon, right? Was that?
No, I think they
still do.
They're the lead designer, aren't they? Still?
Are they?
Oh, it did say who was a character designer.
Yes, a character designer and the lead Pokemon designer since Sun and Moon.
Okay, so the was and since are kind of contradicting there.
Yes, they are.
Right.
Come on, automation media.
Well, the weird thing about this is like James Turner was the art director of Sword and Shield. Okay, on their Twitter bio, they say, and I'm using Twitter's translation, characters designer gradually returning from a break, not recruiting from work yet. So it sounds like they don't work at Game Freak.
Okay. Yeah.
handled
that sounds
various
like they don't.
designs in the Pokemon series, such as Piplup, Marini. Okay, I will say that Twitter's translation of Pokemon is terrible. It thinks that
Yes.
almost anytime I translate a Japanese thing, it'll just say like Watchog. Like the
It picks
Pokemon I'm
random
looking,
Pokemon and just puts it in there.
yes, the Pokemon I'm looking at is not Watchog. So I cannot
Yeah,
confirm if they made
absolutely.
Piplup or Marini. The Twitter thing for that is terrible. And the dragon type form of Mimikyu. That's
Awesome. Very cool.
Thank you.
New Pokemon confirmed. New form confirmed.
How is
You
it
heard it here first.
2026 and Twitter cannot translate Japanese to English with Pokemon names? I'm not sure. Designer for
Evangelion.
That show 3.0 to 1.0. Mobile Suit Gundam. Main designer for Magical Party. I don't know what Magical Party is.
Don't know that one.
I don't think they work at Game Freak anymore.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you.
Because
I'm
if they
looking
did
at,
work at Game Freak, I feel like this tweet would have been deleted.
I'm looking at Bulbapedia right now for Yusuke Omura, and the Pokemon you mentioned, I think they only designed Piplup of whatever you just said.
Magical Party seems to be a Digimon card game-esque anime. There's little creatures and cards. I don't know. It looks cute.
Do current Game Freak or Pokemon Company employees not? They just, it's like a thing where they just don't talk about the work ever.
Yeah,
I feel like
they don't
usually the case.
Because James Turner talked about a lot of his designs at one point on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
He responded to one of my questions. He was tweeting about Ultra Beasts at the time, which is why we know Ultra Beasts are like really weird designs or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he tweeted something about Poiple, and I asked him if he made the shiny for Poiple, and he said he did. And I took a screenshot of it, and it's on my desktop somewhere next to my Giratina card. And all those tweets are deleted. But the ones that exist are screenshots of him tweeting them.
Sure. Interesting.
Obviously, James Turner doesn't work at Game Freak anymore, but he just did a Pokemon card.
Mm-hmm. You did.
Which is in this Ascended Heroes, is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was so James Turner is British. He was living in Japan. And just for those that don't know James Turner, I know we've talked about him a lot. I will give you a rundown of the Pokemon he's created. He first made Shadow Lugia. He was the first non-Japanese person to make Pokemon themselves. And he made Vanillite, Vanillish, Vanillux, Golett, Golurk, Vullaby, and Mandibuzz. Then in Gen 6, he's made Phantump and Trevenant. In Gen 7, he made Bruxish. Although he finished Bruxish. It was made by somebody else first, but he finished the design. He made Buzzwole, Guzzlord, Poiple, and Naganadel. I do know, unrelated, he did not pick the shiny colors for Golurk, because he's tweeted in the past that he was disappointed in the shiny colors.
Okay.
But he did say he made the shiny colors for Poiple and Naganadel. He then made Gigantamax Pikachu, Gigantamax Gengar, and it's also saying that he also picked Gigantamax Gengar's shiny. He made Galarian Zigzagoon, Galarian Linoon, and Obstagoon, Salizzlepede, Centiskorch, Gigantamax Centiskorch, Sinistea, and Poltegeist. And it also says he made the shiny for Poltegeist, but it doesn't say he made the shiny for Centiskorch. I don't know how any of that works.
Right.
Yeah.
And he left Game Freak before Generation 9, but obviously he made both professors, and he made like the sandwich icons and stuff. But Pokemon-wise, he made Paldean, Tauros, all three of them, Dondozo, and then all three Tasaguri.
Yeah, Tatsu
Incredible
Beer
work.
is absolutely a James Turner creation.
Incredible.
Now there are probably more Pokemon that he's made, but we don't know because he hasn't come out and said them.
Right.
Mhm.
So unsure about that. But all his anytime he tweeted something about Pokemon in the past, they've been deleted.
Interesting.
And then there was one person who was working at Creatures who I can't remember where they were. I don't think they were American. I think they were also British. They were working at Creatures, and then before Detective Pikachu came out on the Switch, he tweeted something about like, what would you guys like to see in a Detective Pikachu game? And then that tweet got deleted, and then he got fired.
Yeah,
Oof.
I could see that.
Oof.
And I can't remember where he works now, but they don't like people talking about that stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Which I think
get it.
is
Definitely
fair.
secretive. Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand it.
But I remember there was something of like they wanted what James Turner was describing with Ultra Beast, specifically with Buzzwole, is like mosquitoes are usually like these tiny, small creatures. And so that's why it was ironic that Buzzwole was like a really buff mosquito.
Mhm.
And then with Pheromosa, he was talking about how he didn't make Pheromosa, but he was talking about how like cockroaches are really ugly. And so they wanted to make Pheromosa really
Right.
like gorgeous. And so
Mhm.
it was supposed to be ironic based on those like two Pokemon. Like they don't fit the stereotypes of the creatures they're based off of.
Right. Yeah, makes sense.
And there was also the person who made Raikou, Entei, and Suicune.
Mhm.
And somebody tweeted at, I don't remember who they tweeted. They tweeted at some Game Freak employee, and they said, "Hey, are like Raikou, Entei, Suicune dogs or cats?" And that person said, "I don't know. Let's ask the designer."
Mhm.
And then the designer said they were based on cats. They said they were based on a lion, a tiger, and
Yeah.
like a jaguar or something. I don't remember.
Leopard. Yeah.
A leopard. But then they said I wanted the silhouettes, so like the who's that Pokemon. I wanted that to be ambiguous, so you couldn't tell.
Got it.
So that's what they said. And then there was a long debate of whether that artist was a male or a female.
I remember this. Yes. Mhm.
And I don't know where that came from. And I can't remember their name
Yeah.
right now, so I can't look it up on Bulbapedia, but I'm pretty sure it ended up being a male, even though for a long time they were listed as a female. I don't.
Yeah, I remember this argument or this back and forth.
I don't
online.
remember this.
Yes, well, because people still say like the legendary dogs, even though
Yeah.
I've said this a million times. Even if you believed Entei and Suicune are dogs, even if you believe that for whatever reason,
Right.
Raikou is clearly a saber-toothed tiger.
Yes.
1000%. Yeah.
Very much.
And I know like
Yes.
the fan term is like beasts, but
Yeah.
so many people just say legendary dogs, which doesn't
Mhm.
make
Which isn't
sense.
True.
No, it does not.
It's not true.
Oh, their Twitter doesn't even exist. They deleted their own Twitter.
Probably after admitting they were cats.
Yeah.
But they only, as far as we know, they only made those 3 Pokemon.
Wow. Imagine your Pokemon having the 3 Pokemon you created have caused so many debates on the internet.
Very
it says
iconic, though.
he has worked
Yeah.
for Game Freak as a Gen 2 designer. But for a long time, it said she. And I don't know where the confusion of that was. Yeah, but they only made Raikou, Entei, Suicune. Twitter page dead link, Japanese blog dead link. Oh, they're gone. They're done from the internet. They did say their favorite Pokemon, their first partner Pokemon was Totodile, though.
Oh,
good choice.
Good. Yeah, good. That's the correct choice. Some would
Awesome
say.
choice.
Yes, they worked on Gold and Silver, Crystal. They were a monster designer in Pokemon Gold and Silver. They were a Pokemon designer in Crystal. They were a Pokemon designer in Ruby Sapphire. They were a character artist for Pokemon Channel. They did Pokemon design in Coliseum. They did Pokemon design in Fire Red, Leaf Green. I would assume that would be like the sprites, right? Or like the models. Pokemon, because those games didn't introduce any new Pokemon. Pokemon design in Emerald, Pokemon design in XD, and then Pokemon design in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. And then they seem to leave.
Okay.
So,
Good resume.
Side note, I feel like Sugimori gets a lot of credit for a lot of things, and people are like, "Oh, I love Sugimori's designs," and it's always like the Gen 1 Pokemon. And like, yes,
Right.
Sugimori did a lot. I'm not saying he didn't. But he didn't design like all the Gen 1 Pokemon.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he made Blastoise, he made the Gengar, but I can't remember the woman who made she made Charizard, she made Eevee, she made Pikachu. She actually made like the good ones, and I feel like no one
1000%.
talks about her. Can't remember her name. But also she doesn't like to show her face ever.
Is that Atsuko Nishida?
Is it Nishida? I think you're right.
She was the creator of the
Yeah, she made Bulbasaur, she made Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, she made Squirtle and Wartortle, Sugimori made Blastoise, she made Pikachu, Raichu, she made Vaporeon, she made Ninetales, she made Espeon and Umbreon. Like, come on,
she really carried.
She made Mega Charizard X, she made Sylveon, she made Alolan Raichu, she made Flittle. Okay, that was a mistake. She dropped the ball there.
Wow, she's been there that whole time, huh?
She made Palmy! She made Palmy and Palmo and Palmot!
Yeah.
She made Alcremie?
Well, to be fair, that's easy to do since Palmot is just Palmo standing
Stop. Palmy line is fantastic. She made Leafeon and Glaceon. She made Carablast. We gotta
start giving her more
Carablast. Yeah, people never give her credit. Every time I feel like Charizard's brought up, it's always like, oh, Ken Sugimori's Charizard is tight. Yeah, sure, but like, Nishida made Charizard.
She made Alolan Raichu?
Yeah!
Yeah.
So good.
They don't give enough credit to Nishida.
She made Dratini and Dragonair, but didn't make Dragonite.
Well, Dragonite really dropped the ball there. I don't know who Nibbana is, but they made Golisopod.
Okay.
Golisopod's great. That's a great one for sure. Who made Farfetch'd?
It's really hard to pinpoint who made what. Morimoto made Diglett, Mankey, Tauros, Mew, Shuckle, and Piloswine. Wow, those are 6 wild Pokemon. Those are yeah. So we don't. There's a lot of Pokemon we don't know who made.
Yeah, I guess it's not every. You don't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to pinpoint everyone.
They would have to like mention it in an interview or like tweet about it or.
Do we know who made Cram?
I don't think we know who made Cramorant. No,
it's unfortunate. It's very James Turner like as a Pokemon.
I can't remember. I thought James Turner for sure made Tandemaus and Mousehold. Those look like James Turner Pokemon to me.
Yeah,
but I thought it was Nishida. But they're not under Nishida's Pokemon because I could see Tandemaus being made by Nishida as well. I feel like sometimes when you look at Pokemon, you're like,
you can kind of get a vibe.
Yeah, like you get the vibe from something else.
Yep.
The dude who made Arceus, I don't know how to say his last name. It's UNNO. I don't know how to say that in Japanese. The dude who made Arceus made Cobalion, Terrakion, Virizion, Bouffalant. The dude who made Arceus made Pansear, Panpage, and Panpour? What the heck?
See, they're good. They
They're
are
not.
good.
He also made Zeraora. What are you saying there? Oh, he made Garchomp though. Goat. Oh, well, he made Loudred. That's negative points right there.
No, do not say anything bad about Loudred. Hold
He
on.
made-
Who
he
defends Loudred?
I will.
What is even happening? How are we defending? I mean, it
Loudred's
is
good.
weird to see that he made Arceus and Krogunk.
Yeah.
No, Croagunk's good too.
How do you go from making Garchomp to making Krogunk to making Arceus? How does that happen?
I will say, if you look at all these Pokemon design, like I'm looking at the sprites or the pictures next to each other, there is a funny like similarity between how Infernape, Monferno, Krogunk, Garchomp, and Zeraora look that I've never really noticed before. With like the way their arms kind of hang out,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, the way
I
they
feel like-
dance.
Yeah.
Once you put the Pokemon that were made by an artist next to each other, you see it.
Mhm.
I found Tandemouse. Breaking news. Beep, 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 beep. Mizutani. It is a woman. They made Mainchao, Pancham, Mimikyu, Hisuian Growlithe, Hisuian Arcanine, Tandemouse, Mousehold, Tinka Tough, Ton.
they are 100% like good Pokemon designs.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 10. 10 for 10.
They
on their
also
Pokemon
designed Professor Burnett, Lana in Sun and Moon, Victor and Gloria, the main protagonists of Generation 8. And then in Gen 9, they designed Katie, Brassius, Iono, and Tulip.
This
Uh,
person is a great designer.
yeah, although, again, I do think that Tandemouse and Mousehold borderline of James Turner designs.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
But when you put Tandemouse next to Mimikyu and you put Tandemouse next to Tink, you definitely like see it.
Yeah. Wow.
Mainchao kind of crazy though.
Now I'm so curious on who designed Farfetch'd. I wish I could figure out who designed Farfetch'd. I can't imagine it's like hasn't been said out there before.
yeah, I don't know.
That's dang.
I think James Turner is still the only non-Japanese designer. Yoshida has designed Wobbuffet, Dunsparce, Celebi, Rayquaza, Deoxys, Magmortar, and Darkrai.
Okay, Magmortar flop, but the rest are really good.
And Magmortar has an arm cannon. That's kind of sick.
That's all right.
Wobbuffet to you said Rayquaza?
Yeah.
Wobbuffet to Rayquaza.
Omora designed Piplup, Oshawott. Wait, this is the guy we were just talking about, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
this is the
Yes.
person. Yeah, this is the
This is the person. Okay, we'll end on here. Otherwise, we're going to go down a rabbit hole of who designed what. Okay, so the guy, Piplup, Oshawott, Dewott, Samurott, Tynamo, Electric, Electros, Froakie, Xerneas, and Yveltal. It does say in parentheses, with help with Ken Sugimori.
Okay.
This man went on to make Zacian and Zamazenta, and then
Whoa.
Kubfu, Urshifu, and Gigantamax Urshifu.
Wow.
And then he designed and made Marnie in Sword and Shield. Okay, when you say that you designed the Hot Topic character Marnie, and then you also put a sword in a dog's mouth and called it Zacian, and you made Yveltal, like, this man is wearing
Yep.
a chain wallet and a leather jacket every day of his life.
For
There's
sure.
no way this dude is not like hardcore punk rock.
I wonder how the designers, or maybe they don't care at all. Maybe they do. I wonder how the designers feel about a mega evolution that comes from the Pokemon that they designed. Like, he designed Tynamo, Electric, and Electros. Like, I wonder how he feels about Mega Electros.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because I feel like that would be, it's like your art, right? And then,
Yeah.
you know, someone designing off of that. I guess that could go for like even just a regular evolution if you didn't do the whole line. but
I think
feel like there's so much to that.
I think a lot of secure artists are probably like pumped that somebody would like.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I almost feel like it's like a form of flattery.
Yeah.
To be like, oh
I can
wow,
see
you
that.
liked Electros so much that you made like a mega.
Especially because no one talked about Electros for years. I feel like.
Oh, somebody remembered Electro. I mean, I think Zacian and Zamazenta will always be like iconic for sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll always be iconic. Also, the part of Sword and Shield where Zacian and Zamazenta turns around will always be iconic.
Maybe that's why he hasn't made anything since. He was like, you ruined my babies.
They could have just cut that part out.
Yeah,
They really
could.
could
They didn't need to show it turning around like that.
They
That
needed-
was really.
They needed to make use of that lazy Susan. Just
That was
spin
probably
that
like the
guess
low.
so.
That was like the lowest part of Sword and Shield, right?
Yeah.
And such
Like-
a climactic part too. Ugh. That was worse than the trees.
Even like the mouse cursor being in the credits is like I feel like not that big of a deal.
That's like an easy like, oops, I missed that.
But when like when you got the people that are like purposely ragging on Pokemon games and they're like looking for things and they see the Zacian and Zamazenta turn on the lazy Susan, you're like, I can't defend this. I cannot defend.
No, that's
There's
just
so
like,
many
that's-
different ways they could have not shown this, and they just went with the lazy Susan route.
Yeah.
I cannot believe how much it took me. Like, they could have put pants on Zacian and it would have not taken me out of the game as much as that lazy Susan turn did. Seriously.
I remember the first time I saw the lazy Susan turn was before the game even came out. And so like it was somebody emulating it or whatever, and it was on a computer. And so it also didn't have the music. So not only was it lazy Susan turning, but there was no music and there was no sound, so it was really awkward.
Oh, jeez.
And I almost thought to myself, is everyone right? Are these games going to be terrible? And then I played like the first 3 hours and I was like, I love these games.
No, these games are good. Yeah.
They're
so
good. They definitely have problems for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think the story in Sword and Shield is good until when Leon says that you keep doing your like gym journey and he was going to solve the problem. I was like, okay, that's still good. Like the champion is like, don't worry, kids. I will take
I feel
care
like
of
that's how it would happen.
Yeah, because no other
You
champion.
go do your thing.
Like Diantha's like, oh, the world's gonna explode. That's okay. I got to film a movie. Like, what kind of champion are you?
Awful.
So like when Leon's like, I'll take care of things, I was like, okay, cool. And then after that, I felt like it actually went downhill. Even though that moment, I was like, oh, hey, cool. And then they were like, oh, Rose can't wait like 20 minutes for a battle for Leon. He has to hit the button now. Like Leon literally said he was going to help you. He just said like after the battle, you couldn't. But you're not describing why it's important to do it now. I don't know. It was that elevator sequence of like battling up the elevator. Oh my, that was the worst part of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was no good. Definitely some missteps there in the third act.
Yeah, I mean, like what the end of the game is probably the stuff that's like usually rushed, right? Like, oh, we ran out of time. I gotta just like rep.
We're now going off on tangents here, but like this is how I feel about not only video games but like just TV shows in general. I feel like very few TV shows and maybe video games as well. I haven't played as many video games as TV shows I've watched, but they don't know how to like end something sometimes, right? Like it's just I don't know. I feel like a lot of TV shows, they don't know how to end them.
I do feel like an ending is one of the hardest things to get right because you have to you have to complete everything and try to make everybody happy, which is almost never gonna happen.
Sure.
And but I do agree a lot of endings are usually the part where it falls flat.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's a great point.
Yep.
Anyways, Raiko, Entei, and Suicune are cats. You heard it here first from the artist. Thank you for listening to this podcast. If you would like to stick around for the bonus segment, we're just going to talk look, we're not, I don't want like to put the stuff in the bonus segment that's like, oh my gosh, why do I have to pay for this? we're just going to lightly talk about Pokopia. There is no new Pokopia news, so we're not hiding anything behind that. We're just talking about pre-order bonuses and just, again, Pokopia is coming out in less than 30 days now. So if you would like to support the show, patreon.com/PKMNcast. You can do a free trial. All the bonus stuff is on Patreon. You get longer episodes. You get ad-free episodes. If you're on Apple Podcasts, you can do the little subscribe button in the Apple Podcast app if you want to do that too. Same stuff. But thank you for listening. Thanks for making it to the end. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you.
This has been another episode of the Pokemon Podcast, and we are
super effective.
Super Pinball Pals. I don't know where the pals came from.
That's our new podcast, Pinball Pals.
There you go.
It's good. Yep.
Which you could sell, right? That's the whole cool thing about Game Key cards, opposed to like when I download it digitally, it is stuck to my account forever, and I can't trade it in. If I get if I go to Best Buy, I get the Game Key card, and Bobby decides not to buy it, and I don't like it, I can just hand Bobby the Game Key card. Now it's his.
Yep.